Curtis Franklin Bradbury Jr., named after his father, was born on June 1, 1949, and raised in Little Rock, Arkansas. After graduating from Central High School in 1967, Curt then went on to further his education at the University of Arkansas, earning a bachelor's in business administration in 1971 and a master's in economics in 1972.
As strange as it may sound, if Wilbur Mills hadn't run for president, I probably wouldn't be working at Stevens. A friend of mine said, "There's a Wilbur Mills for president function up at Springdale Country Club tonight, and there's free food and drinks. Why don't we go?" And of course, we went to the Mills for president function, and I saw Dr. Kennedy there, and I had known that Dr. Kennedy had been appointed the professor of a new course that was one of the first in the country where students were given real money to invest, and I wanted to be selected to that class by him, and I basically backed him into a corner and said, "I'm not going to let you go home tonight until you promise me you're going to put me in that class." And he did.
During the course, Curt was elected a team captain. As team captain, he had to choose a broker for their investments, and the broker he chose was Stevens Inc. Working hand in hand with Stevens in college and getting to know the firm led to a job offer.
I was the third guy hired in the corporate finance department, in what must now be a 250-person department.
One of Curt's early significant endeavors came when Jack and Whit Stevens had a bank to sell and were looking for buyers. Curt knew of just the right candidate, an old friend and college roommate of his, Rennie Rutledge, who was in the market.
I said, if you're looking for a buyer, I might have an idea on that. And he kind of looked at me like, "You're 25, and what idea might you have about it?" And I told him that I was acquainted with Rennie and the Rutledge family, and that I was aware that they were looking for a bank investment. So I put the family together with Jack and Whit, and ultimately they bought that bank, which is the genesis now of what is First Security Bank.
Curt had become a trusted member of the Stevens management team. In 1985, he was put to the test after Worthen Bank announced a $52 million loss from the result of an overnight securities transaction. Members of the Stevens family owned 15% of the bank's parent, Worthen Banking Corporation, a publicly traded company.
So ultimately, Jack said that they would lead a recapitalization of the bank, and one of the conditions was that I would join the management team there. I was there for 10 years, and we spent 4 years turning the bank around, and then we spent 6 years having more fun, making acquisitions and growing and making profits and that sort of thing. And all of that was reflected in the stock price, which recovered quite well. Then we sold Worthen to Bowman's in St. Louis for an even higher stock price. That was significant to the Stevens family and all the public shareholders. Everybody did quite well. And so we had a good run. It worked out well for the shareholders. It worked out well for me in terms of my career.
After a wildly successful 10 years at Worthen's, in 1995, Curt returned to Stevens as Chief Operating Officer at Warren Stevens' request.
Being a Chief Operating Officer has a lot to do with mediating disputes. It'd be easy to make decisions if we always all agree. Well, we don't always all agree. And what's cool about it is that tension is very important to the growth of a company. We always have different ideas about which way we need to go next or how we need to make this decision, and somebody has to make a call, and we have to go do that. And it helps us pursue strategies in a variety of different ways.
On top of his many successes with Stevens, some of Curt's other endeavors include serving on the board of directors and chairman of the American Securities Association, an advisory director of the Export-Import Bank, a director of the American Bankers Association, and a board member of the Securities and Financial Markets Association. Amidst these positions, Curt has been active in the arts, recently serving on the board at the Smithsonian National Museum of American History. As well, he and his wife Chucky are avid collectors. Together, they have made significant contributions to Arkansas State University, first by creating the Bradbury Art Gallery and later expanding it to become the Bradbury Art Museum. The Bradburys are well known for their philanthropic endeavors, particularly for their dedication to the Arkansas Museum of Fine Arts in Little Rock. It's through this hard work and dedication to his career and community that he joins the Arkansas Business Hall of Fame in the 2023 class, alongside its alumni.
I have been fortunate in that I've been able to stand on the shoulders of giants. Whit Stevens, Jack Stevens, and Warren Stevens. I've learned so much just from being my proximity to these guys. And Jack Stevens and Warren Stevens had some mysterious, unique ability to bring out my best and to get more out of me than I thought I might be able to provide. It's just been remarkable, and particularly Warren, he's been unbelievably supportive. Specifically with respect to Jack, I think a pivotal point in my life would be the moment that I realized that he has confidence in me. Life-changing in and of itself. Made all the difference. People ask me who was the most influential in my career, in my life, and the answer to that is obvious. It's Chucky, my beloved wife. The fact is that our partnership is directly responsible for any success that I've had. Hasn't been me alone. I hope that when people look back on my career and my life, they will see that I tried to be a good husband and father. My boys mean everything to me. I have never had more fun in my life than duck hunting or playing golf with my boys. I love them with all my heart. I've been toiling in these vineyards of capitalism for 50 years now. It's a part of me that is the best system of organizing an economy that we can operate under, that I would hope that to be known as somebody that advocated for that position his whole life.